2017 Chevy Colorado starter. This thing, I'm just going to show you what I did. Okay, so I already have this thing apart. The starter is up in there. You can see the starter right there. Okay, to be able to get that starter out, there's a motor mount and a big bracket. And then this exhaust catalytic converter bolts back on the side of the head. So when you're putting this starter back in, this bracket, well, we're taking it out. This bracket bolts on the side of the engine. The starter is tucked up in here, behind here. This goes like this in the truck. This bolts to the motor, this bolts to the frame with 3 bolts, and then 2 here bolt the top of the motor mount off. So you take these 3 off, you take these 2 out, and you use this tripod and you jack that motor way up as high as you can get it. Then you take out this bolt right here and this bolt right here. Okay? Then you jack up the motor as high as you can get it. Then you move this over out of the way like this. Then you can get to that 3rd bolt right there. Then you can move this out of the way, pop this like this, and roll it out just like that. And then this comes out of the way. But it does come out of there. Just a pain. Here's where the 3 that bolt that mount to the frame. 3 of them there. And then there's the starter. And that mount bolts right here over the starter. Now here's this bracket. It's gonna go right back up in here. Just like that. And you see where that starter is. So if you have this motor cranked up high enough, then this is how this goes in. You put the bottom in first and then rock it in this way. So now you can see the mount's in there and the bracket's in there. Now the top of the mount needs to go in the bracket. So we're just gonna raise the bracket up. Oh, you see that? The top of the mount just fell in where it's supposed to go, and the bottom is right here where it's supposed to go. So now this bolts back to the motor. To get that far one bolt in, you just gotta move this up out of the way, kind of scoot it over like that, and then you can get in from over here. See back there, right there with an extension and a 15, and get that bolt back in. Then the mount can go back into place. And the wheel well right here. Let me get it on there. So right there, that extension and that socket are on the bolt. So if you move this mount out of the way, once it's loose and once the motor's jacked up, and then you can get that bolt out. And the other 2 are right here on the bottom. 1 there, 1 there. So it's back in there. The mount's bolted back down and the bracket is bolted back to the motor. Now, last thing to do, you line the motor back up with these 2. Just like that. Next thing I'm going to do is put this exhaust back in. So I'm going to slide it back up in there and then come through the fender well, and it bolts on right there with 4 15s. Alright, that is the starter replacement. Hopefully just a quick one and an explanation of kind of how to get that in and out of there. And that's it. See you on the next one.